in the media conference with Lal GOEL, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, News Gaon Se, Samvad Sarokar News, Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to bring to you the latest what is happening in India and around the world. And today our topic is US election and Indo-American relation. The 2020 United States presidential election is scheduled for Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. It will be the 59th presidential election. Voters will select presidential electors who in turn will vote on December 14, 2020 to either elect a new president and vice president or re-elect the incumbents Donald Trump and Mike Pence respectively. The series of presidential primary elections and caucuses were held from February to August 2020. This nominating process is an indirect election where voters cast ballots selecting a state of delegates to a political party's nominating convention, who then in turn elect their party's nominees for president and vice president. Considered a referendum on the Trump presidency, the major two-party candidates are Republican incumbent President Donald Trump and Democrat former Vice President Joe Biden. The winner of the 2020 presidential election is scheduled to be inaugurated on January 20, 2021. Trump or Biden will be the oldest candidates to be elected president. If elected, Biden would become the oldest person to serve as president at 78 years old and 82 years old if he serves a full first term, and the first candidate to defeat an incumbent president in 28 years since Republican George H.W. Bush's defeat by Democrat Bill Clinton in 1992. If re-elected, Trump would become the oldest president ever, also 78, and if he serves a full second term, surpassing Ronald Reagan, who was 77 years old at the end of his second term. This is the first presidential election in which both major candidates are over 70. Millions of Americans, wary of crowded polling booths during the coronavirus pandemic and energized by an election fight that both President Donald Trump and his Democrat rival Joe Biden have framed as existential, are smashing records for casting ballots, whether by mail or in person. The tally by the independent US election project run by the University of Florida said that as of Monday, more than 60 million people had voted so far. That is higher than the 57 million who voted early or by mail in 2016, according to the US Election Assistance Commission website. The relationship with the United States of America matters to India more than any other bilateral engagement, economically, strategically, and socially. American presidents can often make a real difference to the bilateral ties, including on trade, on immigration policies, and larger strategic issues. Prominent leaders of India's freedom movement had friendly relations with the United States, which continued well after independence. In 1954, the United States made Pakistan a central treaty organization, CENTO Treaty ally. India cultivate strategic and military relations with the Soviet Union to counter Pakistan-United States relations. In 1961, India became a founding member of the non-aligned movement to avoid involvement in the Cold War power play between the United States and the Soviet Union. The Nixon administration's support for Pakistan during the Indo-Pakistan War of 1971 affected relations until the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. In the 1990s, Indian foreign policy adopted to the unipolar world and developed closer ties with the United States. India's first serious departure from its non-aligned posture, the 1971 Indo-Soviet Treaty, was a response to the continuing US tilt towards Pakistan and the beginning of a Washington-Beijing entente. In 2020, it is the frightening prospects of a powerful, belligerent, and hegemonic China that has helped New Delhi build its relationship with Washington. And to discuss about the US election and Indo-American relation, we have a very elite, knowledgeable, experienced panel with us. So today you have seen the views of the experts who have seen the Indo-US relationship very closely, and they says whatsoever will be done, India is a gainer. And because now India is in that position, one factor is China, other factor is India has developed in so many years. So basically, India is gainer. It will not that much difference whether whosoever will come, but India will be the leader, global leader. Thank you very much, all of you. And today's program, which has been live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Manladu TV, News Gaon Se, Samvad Saroka News, as well as it was shown live on Facebook and YouTube.